Welcome to Civil Bar Stacker, folks. I hope you're all doing well and had a wonderful weekend. And I also hope you're ready for the start of the work week and the Halloween festivities. Well, we've got a jam-packed show for you today, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And the first order of business is the SBS drop from this past week, featuring Sunshine Mining products, has officially sold out. We've got the last two entrants who have secured their slots, and so we're going to be doing a draw today to figure out exactly which dated round that they've secured. So we've got the infamous SBS pillowcase, which these individuals will be going into. And on top of that, we will have a few additional items that I'm going to be going over. But let's go ahead and get started first on the drawing, and then we can get into some of these items and pieces that I haven't actually showed on the channel ever before. So the individuals who have secured their SBS drop slots are aware of their numbers, number 5 and number 6, and so we're going to go ahead and do what we always do and rotate this pillowcase around and go ahead and get started on that drawing. And we're opening up that pillowcase and we're drawing number 5 right now. We're going to grab the lucky fingertips, which, by the way, probably need to get their nails cut a little bit. And right here we've got a 1986 dated round secured for number 5, a sealed Sunshine Mining 1986 Sunshine Mining round. And so congratulations to you. We actually don't need to do a drawing for number 6 because there's only one left. These were the last two stack packs available on the Sunshine Mining drop, and so this is going to be by default the 1982. And so I want to congratulate number 6 for securing the 1982 round. And so this was a bit of a standard drop because the Coors Light, the quirky Coors Light bars that had initially been featured in the prize pool, those had been prized to the first couple entrants of the SBS drop. In fact, the first 4 entrants were all fighting for those 3 Coors Light bars, and they actually split their, I should say 2 Coors Light bars and 1 Sunshine Mining bars, and actually all 3 bars in the initial prize pool went to the first 4, were split between the first 4 entrants. And so there was 2 rounds left in the end, and these were secured for $30 each. And so I want to thank number 5 and number 6. These will be shipped out here in the next couple days. Let's go and get to the next order of business. Now, we had some more orders come through over the weekend. I wanted to go over and kind of show you a little bit about these products. We had a couple rounds that sold here, which were produced by Hoffman and Hoffman. So these are vintage rounds which have a 1981 date stamp here on the back. And so you'll see that right over here. 1 ounce fine silver, 999 plus, 1981. And so these are the only Hoffman and Hoffman vintage products that we have, and I just find them to be very cool. It features a cool little unicorn there on the front, and so that I find to be very iconic. And so I believe one of our customers also feels the same way. They thought that this was kind of a cool round and something that was worth picking up. So this will be shipped out here in the next couple days as well. And also, this was featured recently on the channel and it's already sold. This is Shaq Frac Stack Pack number 4, and it has been secured by a community stacker. And I've got to say, one of my business partners was very jealous. He's consistently jealous about each individual who's been securing these Shaq Frac Stack Packs because he really wants them, but for whatever reason he's just a slacker and he doesn't, whenever I post, because I don't tell him when I post them, by the way, just so you all are aware, I post them randomly within the next 72 hours after selling. And so that's how all stack packs work, just so you are all aware. It's a new concept, but that's how stack packs work. When a serialized stack pack or any stack pack sells out, they're usually very limited and usually only one of them available. When they sell out within 72 hours, you got to keep refreshing because there's going to be a new one that pops up. So when this Shaq Frac pack, stack pack sells out, which it did yesterday, within the next 72 hours, aka already, the next one's already up. And this is a nice Halloween themed Shaq Frac stack pack. You see it says down here Shaq Fu. So this is an actual Shaquille O'Neal Shaq Fu sports card, but it's perfect for Halloween theme. And this is actually the fifth one. This was the fourth serialized Shaq Frac stack pack. You see right here SBS010. So 010 is the product line number for Shaq Frac stack packs, and then 004 is the actual serialization for this particular stack pack. So there's only one of these that will ever exist, Shaq Frac stack pack, SBS010 004. And so the next one is already available up for sale, and this one's at a very reasonable price of $10.31, which is actually pretty reasonable when you're buying fractionals of this amount. You know, it costs you, you know, at least a couple bucks a gram usually to secure a gram if you're buying at the gram level. But anyways, this one right here, SBS010 005, and so I tried to make this one quite an accessible price, just because these are kind of more for fun, right? So we just, you know, they're fractionals, so they're very accessible, and they just come with a nice trading card. So I just find that to be really fun. And so, just so you're all aware, the Halloween themed Shaq Frac stack pack is now available for sale to one lucky stacker. Thank you to every customer who honestly came through the store and made purchases. It's truly appreciated. This right here is a skull, which I have shown on the channel before, hand poured by the one and only Savage Stacker, and I had to break this out for Halloween, and so take a look at that. Congratulations. Let's go ahead and get these here so I don't mess up the prizes for these two individuals. All right, and Shaq Frac stack pack number 5 is going to be filed away. Now, one last thing I wanted to show you all was these. These are actually some limited edition. I picked these up from a bullion place in Michigan, and it's a branch of Geiger Edo Metal Club 2021 edition. And so these are actually edition of 500. Okay, and it comes with the assay card. Club founded by Louisville Silver, imported and distributed by Keizu Bullion USA. Certificate of authenticity, made in Germany, limited edition. So these are from 2021, and this one right here is kind of a combination of gold and silver, right? So I found these to be super duper unique, because when it comes to Geiger products, I'm a collector of Geiger products. There's no, whether I wanted to be or I didn't want to be, I have become a collector of Geiger products, because I just have an extensive collection of Geiger stuff. But I'm very particular about the Geiger stuff that I collect, and so I basically have this weird quirky collector's thing where I only collect stuff that I find to be unique from Geiger. And when I say unique, I mean unique in the sense that, like, it's unique with respect to Geiger, right? It's not unique in the sense that, like, oh yeah, you got some rounds here, right? There's a gold round and a silver round. Well, that's not that unique, but that's extremely unique for Geiger. I've, in fact, I don't think ever seen any rounds produced by Geiger. And so this, to me, when I saw it, I was like, that's really cool. And I'll tell you another weird, quirky thing I like to do. When it comes to their copper products, they have all sorts of rectangular copper poured products. But I've only seen a couple copper square products, and so I made sure to grab those poured copper square products whenever I see them in stock, just like the poured silver square products. I don't see a lot of those by Geiger, but I see a lot of poured rectangular products by Geiger. And then when it comes to the pressed stuff, it's the opposite. I see so many poured squares, pressed squares, pressed squares, but I don't see any pressed rectangles. And so their Generation 1 bars used to be rectangles for their pressed variety, and not serialized, but their new ones are now serialized and come in square shape. So it's just really weird with Geiger. They have pressed squares, which are common, and so I go after the pressed rectangles. And then they have poured squares, which are not common, which I go after, when they're poured rectangles are what are common. And then they're pressed rounds. I've just never seen a pressed round. So when I saw these available, I was like, I gotta clean them out. I gotta grab them all because these are limited edition of 500. I had to grab the rest of them, right? So 484 out of 500, and this is a box set of a 1 gram of gold and a ½ ounce of silver. And you'll see here, you've got some really nice fine details here. You got the castle there on the front. That's the infamous castle. Like, that's so iconic right there if you're a Geiger stacker. So I really, really love that. And then that's what it looks like on the back. You still got the castle. So I found this round to be super duper cool. I love how it came in a gold gram and a ½ ounce of silver. Really, really nice fractionals, right? They come with the certificate of authenticity. They come inside the case. And take a look at this. So that's an edition of 500. Well, take a look at this. This one is a edition of oh, and take a look at this too. Edition of 500 and an edition of 250. Okay, so over here you got the ½ ounce round, and over here you got the gold gram. So they made an edition of 250. So my guess, I guess, is that there's 750 of these that exist, gold grams, and then there's 1,000 of these that exist for the, at least for the 2021 editions. So that's crazy. That's such a low mintage. So I'm not much of a modern collectible stacker, but this to me it ticked off all the boxes almost for a modern collectible, because I like Geiger, so that's something I'm already stacking. I've never seen a Geiger round, so that makes these unique. I get a nice balance of both gold and silver. Okay, that's a nice added layer of value. They're fractionals, so they're basically the most accessible, right? Anybody can, you know, afford to buy fractionals usually, I guess, with at least a little bit of work. So to me, and they're extremely low mintage. Extremely low mintage. So for me, a modern collectible, that ticked off a lot of boxes for me. And so then what I ended up having to do because of that, because it's like very much an SBS fashion to do this, but what I ended up having to do was I ended up doing this, and then what I did was this. Well, I guess I made my point. I bought a lot of these.